And now Drinkwater, who was with the Melbourne Storm, steps into the backfield. Turbo's not there, having been a part of the previous play. And they crack for the first time tonight. Scott Drinkwater found some open space. And the Cowboys have their first 4-pointer of 2025.
Yeah, look, they're not that excited about it, are they? But here's the turnover. Brooks back inside to Tom Trebojevic. Just went over his left shoulder there. Tough one to take. And then Scott Drinkwater. Well, this is what Scott Drinkwater can do too. Light on his feet. He's as quick as anyone in the game. Just has had no opportunity tonight. Pulled the wrong rein in a couple of things he's done. The pass that went astray, the kick that went dead, but just has had no opportunities to.
As McIntyre comes across to Duffy, then Drinkwater, Vilea into the backfield. Look at him go, speed and size. Finds Braden Burns. Drinkwater is there. Burns shows it, stays on his feet, and the Cowboys score a good one at the end of a tough night. Great hands. Vilea did well, and Burns there to finish it off.
Yeah, great to see Braden Burns, who left South Sydney midway through last year to link with the Cowboys. Good hands. Vilea is a handful. Now, he hasn't had many opportunities tonight, but whenever he's had the ball, he's been hard to get. Strong footwork, links back with Braden Burns, who began his career out at Penrith. Played in the under-20s premiership winning side, then went to South Sydney, had some horrible injuries. Just if he can stay on the field, Braden Burns is a talent, as he showed in that run.
Robson, Duffy, another kick. It's a different style kick this time. Not quite the height on it. Ball bounces free. Purdue ends up with it. The bunker will have a little bit of examination, but for the moment it is locked in as a try.
His reaction, he's not overly confident here, Purdue, but the work of Taulagi, it's a great battle in the air with Stone Street. Great kick from Duffy, perfectly weighted right on the try line. And it's Jackson Purdue who's trying to respond after a tough outing last week. Here's the contest. Does it come off Taulagi? Yeah, I think they'll look at this.
Maybe not off his arm though.
Does it come off the shoulder?
It's a falcon.
Off the head shoulder though.
It's a falcon.
Great work from Purdue, playing the whistle.
No period of this game have they looked really dominant at all.
42-0 after 57 minutes last week, and their attack this afternoon is...
Well, Drinkwater's going to come up with something special from the kickoff. He bounced around like a pinball. Well, that has come absolutely out of the blue. Scott Drinkwater generates some excitement for the Cowboys fans and had to do it all on his own.
We saw this last week with the Manly side when they were so dominant, 42-0. They just took the foot off the pedal. The intensity dropped.
To the second half by North Queensland. Good run there from Hess, setting up a kick from well inside the Brisbane territory. And, well, the Cowboys have got it. This will be played on for Neem. It was a very good set of six that's turned into a brilliant one for North Queensland. Griffin Neem scores the try. North Queensland on the board.
And you just mentioned the energy in which they've started this second half, Salty. That's reward. That's reward for energy and intent. Harvey Norman replay. The ball goes high from Jake Clifford. He's had a great kicking game so far in this match. There was just more Cowboy jerseys around the foot.
It's been all North Queensland the last 5 minutes. Dearden plays in motion. Drinkwater, Taulagi got there. Brilliant finish. Murray Taulagi won't be denied this time.
Yeah, and that's that area of the field where they've had joy pretty much all game. Early in the match, it was coming off their own end. They found Selwyn Cobbo in field on a couple of occasions. This time here, Harvey Norman replay. Lovely long ball from dummy half. It was just good hands out in front. Scotty Drinkwater, he held it up beautifully. Just enough to get Murray Taulagi right in that corner.
been put down and picked up here by Purdue. The race is on. He gets away from Walsh. Boy, he's got some toe. Jackson Purdue goes the length of Suncorp Stadium and scores a try for North Queensland.
Showed a clean pair of heels there, didn't he, Jackson Purdue? Scooped the ball up. It was an attacking raid by the Broncos on their right edge. Ball went to ground. Harvey Norman replay. There's just a little bobble here, right at the end, just there. Is that Mariner? And then the young man, Purdue, he just said, I'm pinning the ears back. I'm going to go all the way here.
That's 2 gone. Robson goes back to the left. McIntyre to Dearden to Drinkwater. Opens up for Taulagi, and finally the Cowboys get their try, and appropriately it's on their left. Oh boy, that was a long time coming for North Queensland.
It was a great ball there from Scotty Drinkwater. The attacking side of the game has been tough for the Cowboys, and here it is. Just watch it. Adam G in perfect position to rule on this. He was standing in line, so I didn't have a problem with that. And then the pressure on Kyo Weeks jolted the ball free, and it just had to be on the left side. They have been so successful down that side in the opening 25 minutes of this game. Drinkwater just pulling the right string there across the face of Purdue. Out there to Murray Taulagi. Xavier Savage had come in field, and that man was unmarked, and Drinkwater.
Dearden. Drinkwater. Clifford. Changing direction, Clifford. Clifford bounces over and scores. Wonderful individual try. Jake Clifford ties this game up.
That is a big moment for the number 7, Jake Clifford. Started the season in the Queensland Cup after Thomas Duffy got the jump on him, and Jake Clifford, here's the drop bomb. Kyo Weeks up against Murray Taulagi. Taulagi pulls his hands out, but wisely, Purdue is able to stay in the field of play. They shifted to the right, and a run from Jake Clifford, and this is the best part of his game. Cuts back on the inside, goes across the face, beats Starling, pushes off Timoko, and scores the Cowboys' second try.
Last tackle, great set from North Queensland. High kick from Dearden. The nerves should be jangling. Clifford done it again. Stunning catch. Back-to-back tries. And Jake Clifford is putting a hammerlock on this number 7 jersey. What a try.
I don't think there's anything more spectacular than a player chasing a kick, catching it on the full, beating an opponent in the air, and then continuing on his run. They don't get much better than this. Jake Clifford keeps his eyes on the ball. It's such a tough thing to do, and then wins the battle over Kyo Weeks. Boy, it's been tough for the Canberra fullback in the last few moments. Dropped the ball in the battle with Taulagi. Then
1 tackle left for the Cowboys.
Got to go right. They have.
Drinkwater pokes it in. Oh, pinball's away. Clifford away. Derby's over. Cowboys score. Robert Derby scores his first NRL try. The man from PNG is on the score sheet.
And put it down to Jake Clifford too, because that ball came back at him at speed. The kick from Clifford as he takes...
Another great run from him. He's had a couple of beauties tonight. 2 tackles left. Dearden, he'll have a go. Dearden is over, and he gets it down. He takes Owen Paddy all the way, and Tom Dearden will carry the North Queensland Cowboys surely to their first victory of the year.
Oh, great solo effort there from Tommy Dearden, and the Cowboys' ability to get the ball out of their own end has been very impressive in this half. Canberra had them under the pump. Ethan Strange throws the ball, but they're down near their own line, and look where they end up. 4 tackles later, Nene runs inside the 10. Tom Dearden, the speed to play the ball, gassed, had nothing. Just look, Owen Paddy, the only player that was really moving. Tom Dearden realised that. Goes at the defenders. Matty Nicholson
In front of the uprights. looking for first points. 6.5 gone. Here's Dearden out the back, 3-on-2. Drinkwater, Purdue, good catch and pass in the tackle, and it's Murray Taulagi who plants it down and scores for the Cowboys.
Gee, they're troubling them out on that right edge. The Panthers, they are at sea at the moment. Tunga and Alamotti, the speed of Purdue. And Taulagi, the athleticism. Great ball playing there from McIntyre. Dearden and Drinkwater linking up beautifully. Created the overlap. Straightening off the left foot, Purdue, and then a great offload out to Taulagi.
Yeah, just got him interested here. If you have a look at Scott Drinkwater, the double pump, just got him interested to make the tackle and come in. It's a beautiful pass, Purdue on the outside.
Another set of 6 here. Clifford looks out the back. Dearden is there. So is Drinkwater. He sees space, holds it up, gives it to Viliami Vailea, and short-handed, the Cowboys have scored 12 on 13.
Beautiful ball movement. They were patient, and they just went to work through the middle until they got the set restart, and then off they went. Clifford plays a little early, but watch how deep Dearden goes into the line with Bateman. That was enough to get Cole interested. McLean unable to get a good shot there on Vailea. Drinkwater just charging through the space on the inside there at McLean. And then Vailea just through the tackle of Jenkins. 12 men.
Yeah, I think
what a beautiful shape there from the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think Dearden did well here, playing on both sides of the field. We were saying how good his attack was on the left. This time on the right. Drinkwater
coming up quickly. Cole was there to wrap him up with the help also of Luke Garner. Nice stop by the edge forward. Dearden showing it. Finding Drinkwater. Grubbers. Here's Purdue. Gets a perfect bounce. And they have hit back. The halves from both teams putting on a display with their kicking game here tonight.
Boy, I love watching the Cowboys attack. They play from wide field positions and they go coast to coast as well as any side. Great ball movement out to the right-hand side. Then they come back, and again, it's that combination of Drinkwater and Dearden. And we spoke about it just after half-time. He was good in the first half, had some nice moments, Drinkwater. But if they were to run down the Premiers, it was going to be...
Robson finds Dearden. There's some hands out on this left-hand side. A kick by Dearden, and then reaching out.
Oh, he's got there.
Tunga couldn't stop it. Taulagi got the bounce coming back to him and plants it down. This will need several replays. What a kick by Tom Dearden.
Yeah, put this down to Purdue. A great dummy half run, raced them upfield when they were jammed inside their half. And you mentioned, Block, the tenacious little 5'8", Tommy Dearden. Beautiful vision out to the left-hand side. That's the first kick from Clifford. Just lofts it shallow, looking for a collision. The ball tapped back. Robson to Dearden. And then in the blink of an eye, he just sees the space for Derby on the outside.
Only playing short bursts in 2025. Perhaps that's working for him as Dearden onto Drinkwater. Out it goes Purdue. Early ball, Taulagi muscles his way over. Runs over Isaiah Tass. And Murray Taulagi, too big and strong. Cowboys get their first try.
Yeah, don't you see him love to see him in full flight. Taulagi knows how to find the line. I'll tell you what, Tass did his best to try and make that a ball and all tackle, but as we said, he's too strong. Taulagi gets over the stripe. That's their preferred side too. Drinkwater comes in, the cutout pass. I think he's very underrated so far. Purdue gets the ball on the outside.
With 3 bunnies there. Arrow and Sullivan, though, doing the bulk of the work. Last tackle, the poking kick, and it's a try! Sam McIntyre poaches one. Cowboys get over for the second time, and it's McIntyre who ties things up.
Yeah, beautiful fullback caught out of position there. Beautiful touch. You can't stop that try there. Once the ball is threaded through, McIntyre with the chase, he knew what play was on. Ball come from the Jack Whiten tackle. He's had a game, Robson.
Rear guard action on their line. Back for Dearden. They're going to work this side over until that pass to Purdue. Dearden. Oh, Purdue straight through and he scores. Purdue, another try for the youngster. Oh, it just opened up for Jackson Purdue. And he does it again. He's had a line break in 3 straight games, make it 4, and this all comes of this crunching tackle on Isaiah Tass.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tackle there from Dearden. Then he does it all. Purdue, just watch him stride through to score this try. A couple of blokes caught flat-footed there. You could see straight away he picked out Sean Kepi, who was flat-footed, just standing there watching him. He's got explosive speed off the mark.
Well, Latrell got him out of a jam last week. Can he do something here? Oh, no, not at the moment. Here's Tamalolo on to Purdue, and he's got a quick double. Another South Sydney error, and the Cowboys punish them. Jackson Purdue gets over. And perhaps locks this up for North Queensland. Still 12 to go, but it's one-way traffic right now.
And I think you'll find it's another tackle here from Dearden. Gets underneath the ball and forces it free. Tamalolo's there right on the spot.
Now they're going to have to check. Away. I don't mean to interrupt, Locke. They're going to have to check it. That's come off Dearden, then Tamalolo is in an offside position. Oh, no, that's... Backing back. Finds Dearden. Now to Drinkwater on the run. Shot past Nene! No! Great tackle. Weaver as well as the winger in for Feeder. Now it comes through to Clifford, and Clifford's over. They couldn't hold on any longer, the Titans, and the Cowboys have their first try. They saved Nene's effort, but they can't save the halfbacks.
Well, that was a great tackle from Tommy Weaver on Jeremiah Nene. They then played the ball pretty quickly, took him to the line, just tried to get him in between Jojo Feeder and Weaver, and Weaver, great legs tackle, but quick play the ball. Drinkwater out quick to Tom Dearden. Dearden took on Verrills and drew.
The driving run over the 20. Robson gets it on. They've got momentum here. Dearden. On it goes Nene. Yes, Nene scores. Oh, so predictable. Jeremiah Nene getting over the try line. Massive momentum shift here as the Cowboys score with a man in the bin.
Great stuff there from the Cowboys. They needed a try before the break, and they were able to do it while they're down to 12 men. And that man, Jeremiah Nene, he was the danger man in the previous set. Got the offload to Drinkwater and then just skips out of the tackle from Tom Weaver. They've isolated Weaver. They've been going at him. He's been up to it so far. But that close to the line, the legs tackle just didn't work, and Nene was strong enough to step out of it. Plenty of players in motion on the outside.
Can he get inside? Yes, he can. They're coming at him. No! He's taken down again. This time Tino. 12 away. Purdue's not destined to score. Now it comes to Dearden. They've got him on the ropes. Out it goes, and it's a try to Derby. Titans couldn't hang on. And the Cowboys are a good kick away from levelling this up.
What an incredible opening 6.5 minutes it has been. 18-12 the score at the break. The Titans down a man, and the loose ball there popped up into the hands of Jackson Purdue. He got away from everyone, but Big Tino coming makes a legs tackle. The speed of the play, the ball had them on the rack. They were scattered. The Titans defensive line up, back, forward, sideways. They were all over the shop. And it was Robert Derby who ran onto a pass from Tommy Dearden, who spots where the space is. Just had to get the ball out there.
Here it comes left side. Drinkwater with the little step. Purdue early ball. Taulagi straight through. Taulagi's away. Comes to the fullback to Group. Then the pass Dearden. Dearden gets it on. And now it's Purdue and he's over. And this time he does get over the line. It's a try to Jackson Purdue. It seems like he scores every week. And it's all razzle-dazzle from the North Queensland Cowboys.
Well, things had quietened down a little bit until the Cowboys just wanted to shake it up again, and they certainly have. Left side, Tom Dearden involved a number of times through this passage. Drinkwater, Purdue. That was the tackle break. Taulagi through for Feeder, was able to offload. Perfect timing with this pass there. Perfect timing. From Tom Dearden out to Jackson Purdue. They combine again. Both handled the ball a couple of times through that passage, and it was the run of Taulagi that did the damage. Linking again with his skipper.
from 20 metres out. The left side is stacked here for North Queensland. Dearden. Drinkwater. Out it goes. Nene is over, and he has got that down. Nene is in. It's another North Queensland try. He's back in the starting side, and he's back scoring tries. Jeremiah Nene.
Well, both left-back rowers have been outstanding. Both firmer for the Titans in the first half, and Jeremiah Nene for the whole game. Here's the line break, and Robert Derby came up with a great take on his own line only moments earlier, and then gets the Cowboys out of trouble with a scintillating run. De Groot makes the tackle late in the count. Dearden squares things up. Brilliant pass out to Drinkwater, who continues the run and the motion. He was held up momentarily, but he just pulled himself back out of the tackle and got the ball down. Just watch how he does it. Nene held up and then just pulls himself back.
Jolliffe is back, but he doesn't look right in the middle of the field. Robson goes himself. Robson takes the Groot all the way. Robson is claiming it. It looks like a try. It is a try, and the Cowboys go further in front.
Hey, you just thought down to 12 men, the Titans, it was going to be very tough. Reece Robson throwing a dummy, going back and taking the attack the other way. He had Drinkwater close in. It was just his opposite number. Sam Verrills couldn't make the tackle on him, chased him out of marker, had a good go at him, but tried a jersey grab, and Robson slipped straight through that. Pretty smart dummy half play. That took Mo Fodawaker out of the picture. Verrills had to come.
And a pretty good stint on the bench too, so he's fresh. Out it comes for Clifford. Dearden, he's everywhere, Dearden. Then the floating pass. Derby for the corner. Yes, sir! Robert Derby gets a double. With a bit of style on the put down as well. The Cowboys are celebrating in Townsville.
Just not enough players on the field for the Titans to handle what the Cowboys are throwing at them. Tom Dearden, great recognition again. Drags them in, throws it over the head of Lofty Pereira. Kelly can't get there. Oh, does he get those feet up in the air there?
I thought so.
He did launch himself.
But let's...
We've seen a couple of wingers drag their feet up. Oh, he keeps them up, no problem.
Dare you.
That is spectacular.
Dare you question Robert Derby.
He's been very good, hasn't he? Second half, some great takes. On a platter, though, from this man. How good has he been? Tom Dearden. Derby for the corner. Kelly just can't get enough of him, and that's a great picture.
Never in doubt. That is a good picture. Well done. 2 metres out. They got another one in him here. 5 tries already in this half. Out it comes to Drinkwater. Then the Murray Taulagi. Wow. Taking candy from a baby now. 42 points to 18, and Taulagi joins the score sheet.
And that is the 6th try of the second half for the Cowboys. A very similar situation to what the Titans found themselves in last week, leading 16-0. With 18-6 here in the first half. Drinkwater just picks out Murray Taulagi. They're just toying with the Titans' defence. That's textbook stuff. They'd run those plays 100 times at training. They could have been blindfolded here, the Cowboys. And
Drinkwater looking up here. He's calling Tamalolo, get behind me, please. Then gets the pass. Clifford rolls in the kick. Derby's got 3! But I don't know if he's granted it.
I had another try because I believe he drops it.
I think he did too.
I think he might have also.
He stays back and he denies him a fair shot at grounding the ball.
Well, was he pulled back? So there's a fair bit to look at. Drinkwater bouncing around, dragging his teammates back onside, so he wasn't pinged for an obstruction. Gets the ball away. Clifford puts the kick in.
It's a sin bin. They're going to lose another.
Pereira grabs the jersey of Robert Derby, which is
try?
a foul at this point. We're just playing through to see if the ball is grounded.
No, it'll be just a penalty. He lost.
but without the tug of the shirt. I don't want to get into it again with you, Brandy. That's 44-18. The game's over, but the kid might have a hat-trick here, but he's lost it over the line. Or has he?
Yeah, it's come free of his hands, so...
There's a knock-on over the goal line, so it's no try for that aspect. However, in our opinion, a try would have been...
Oh, a penalty try, he's got 3. It is a penalty try. And they're going to get 50 for the first time in a couple of seasons.
Even though he's side's trailing, he's looked sharp, Robson, out of dummy half.
Now Dearden pushing forward, Drinkwater. Lovely pass and Nene's away. He's got Purdue on his outside. Oh, yes, sir. Purdue is over. What have we got on our hands tonight? Now the Cowboys with some sparkling attack and they hit back.
Yeah, what a find he's been. In his 7th try of the season, Purdue. He is sharp at the work from Nene. Just watch what Drinkwater does. Equally as good as what we just said about Metcalf and his ability to hide himself to trouble the defensive line so they can't get a good read on it. Just watch where he comes from there, Drinkwater. Look at that. Look how tight he is, then just pops out late. That put Rocco Berry in 2 minds. And the ability, the athleticism of Nene to change his angle of his line, to move on the pass. Look at that. Just on the outside in between Tuapiki and Berry. Now look at the shots there.
Now it's Dearden. Beautiful hands again. Purdue got their 1 try. Well claimed by Tuapiki. Now it comes down the middle. Dearden is close. Dearden is over. Cowboys strike back. They had to score next and Tom Dearden delivers.
You're just never safe. You are just never safe against this Cowboy side with the attacking arsenal that they have. Boy, he's tough, this bloke. Dearden. Brilliant last week in that comeback win against the Titans. But like that's a forwards run, Dan. Like you're some shy away from that. But Drinkwater bouncing out of dummy half on the Fox Ultra. Have a look at this for vision. Scheming, probing, looking, drags in the defenders, sinks into the line.
Robson. Clifford kicking before the last. Here comes Derby. Here comes Derby. And here come the Cowboys. Rob Derby on an audacious play. A kick before the last. And Derby had 2 Warriors to contend with, but he squeezes through. And there's life in the Cowboys.
It wasn't that great timing from the Fox League cameras, just sitting on Andrew Webster. At the same time, the vision of the early kick from Jake Clifford for Derby. Kicking on play 4. That had the Warriors left edge still up a little flat, and Cookstad just a little out of position, only marginally, and Ed Corsi unable to turn Derby, just flying around the outside of him. Delicately.
Out the back, Clifford gets it first, on to Dearden. Here's Drinkwater, there's the pass, it's parried up by Taulagi. I don't think so. Capel might have saved it. It's close, and it's going up as no try. That little parry has just stopped Taulagi for long enough.
Yeah, Drinkwater starting to weave his magic.
We're looking at touchline.
That's a couple of times I think it's caught Taulagi unaware that the ability of Drinkwater to thread the needle and land the pass has been special in recent moments. Does he go over the sideline?
A spread to Drinkwater. Rolls it in and Purdue. Oh, put down. Nene scores. Nene is over. Cowboys in again. What a turnaround. Jeremiah Nene gets his customary try. And this is remarkable. Tries in the 56th, 60th, and now 63rd minutes.
Put the seatbelt on. Buckle up. It's getting serious. What a comeback from the Cowboys. Jeremiah Nene off the kick from Drinkwater, who is just torturing this right edge now of the Warriors. They're all at sea. With the ball in hand, Drinkwater, whether it's his pass or now his kick, is causing all sorts of havoc. And Tuapiki comes up with the error. And you can hear the reaction from the fans because you've only got to look back at last night, the Bailey Simonson situation. And if you look at that tackle in the air, as the ball springs up.
Play. And it is Drinkwater bombing You wouldn't call it pinpoint. Still a chance, though. Still a chance. Better than that. Dearden fashioned the pass. Taulagi Dearden.
And not contesting. Well, how many times do we see this? Not contesting. A midfield kick. They let it. The Cowboys grab. It was Nanai that grabbed it. Tommy Dearden, beautiful work. And he gets it back on the inside. And then Nanai.
Robson Edwards yet to score a try in Cowboys colours. Robson to Clifford. Then for Dearden. They're going to run it. Drinkwater. Vilea got through a couple of tackles. That's great from the Cowboys centre.
And he ties up Penrith defenders. Nice work on the inside. Good passing. Good short passing. Dearden finds Drinkwater. This is the money ball here. Look, he draws in just enough Garner. And that gives Vilea. He gets it down.
Taulagi would have scored in the left corner. 18 metres away. Perdue runs it again. This kid, he's not at years of age. Linked up with Clifford. Cowboys get over.
Get the ball to the right people in the Harvey Norman replay. Hang on to it, son. Pass it, son. Score the try, son.
Oh, wow. What a try. What a start to the second half for the home team.
That is brilliant from the young kid. Look, he just was very patient there and he waited for the support to come to him. And beautiful work it was from Clifford as well to push through and get into the space.
Had to step over the man on the ground. McLean to Dearden, held it up. There's a chance. Clifford, Vilea on to Derby. He's got his chance. Robert Derby's over. Give me 5, Kevin.
I'll give you 5.
Give me 5.
I'll
Bring
give
it
you
in.
10. Back from the Cowboys, and they're looking for points. They've got to score points, and they found some. Nice shift to the right-hand side. I thought they might have buffed it here, but a beautiful pass puts him on the outside, and over goes Derby. Beautiful work on the inside. Nice fend off. Go, son.
All right,
quickly, and
right up to the line. Drinkwater on to Perdue. Perdue's in motion again. Flick pass. Oh, the skill. Drinkwater now. The Cowboys through the centre. Dearden in support. The Cowboys score again.
Players involved again. Dearden, Drinkwater, Perdue, all involved. Look at this. Just moving the ball to the edges, catching the Penrith defence through the middle. Pin the ears, son. Tommy's through the middle. Over you go, Cowboys. And under the post as well.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning. What a round of rugby league. I don't care what other sports think. This is the best sport in the world. With daylight second. Well, apparently they play football all over the world, the soccer, but I'm telling you, what we've witnessed last night, back-to-back games, in front of the posts. Robson. McIntyre was almost in his hip when they got the ball. Edwards to dummy half. Back for Dearden. Dearden cut it. Ball by Leah. Derby over in the corner. The Cowboys get the reward. Finally, 33 minutes in. Derby, the try scorer for North Queensland.
And that's another try assist there to Tommy Dearden. Just watch the way he straightens up. The tunnel ball here, straight away, the cutout man. That's a great pass.
With a bit of help from Samuel Faiinu. With the Cowboys here. They've got the Tigers in all sorts. Dearden. May on him. Inside for Bateman. Oh, this will be sweet for John Bateman. A nasty break-up with the West's Tigers, and he puts a try on them early.
Yeah, it was straight down the middle. Beautiful run there from Cotter. The quick play the ball. They lined up on the short side. Through Dearden. He's the main man. He goes up the short side here. Steps in field. There's the break there from Cotter. Did well just to hang on to the ball. Didn't try and force the issue. They go up the short side. Watch Dearden here. Just real slow to get back, aren't they, the Tigers? Jolting run. I think a lot of people underestimate the strength of this guy. Turns the ball back on the inside. Terrell May can't make the tackle on Dearden. And the open try scorer there goes to John Bateman.
May again there around the ankles with up top and a bit of Taruva as well. Last. Dearden. Perdue is over. Jackson Perdue. 8th try of the year.
And already they're turning it on, the North Queensland Cowboys.
He's some sort of player, Dearden. Watch him dig into the line here. Just plays under one of the shoulders of the Tigers. Purdue backs up to score the try. But just watch Tommy Dearden. Have a look at the scramble. Have a look at how many people are around the ball here for the Tigers. The wide pass. Watch him dig right into the line. That's a beautiful pass. They came in to make the tackle there. Fiona, that was the man that came in.
He's got Luai in pursuit. Drinkwater burns him away, and Scott Drinkwater off a scrum play scores. And he's going to improve the position as well, just to rub it in. Oh, a hammer blow. A stylish scrum play. And the Cowboys have scored. And Sutton, he points to the spot near the corner, but that won't bother the Cowboys right now.
Yeah, it looks like he might have placed the ball. Got up and tried to improve his position here, but Drinkwater on the outside of his opposition. Tigers a man down. Look at that. Gets on the outside of Luai. Luai does his best. No fullback at home here. And here he comes now, Buller. Caught up in the line. And Drinkwater doesn't think that he's put the ball down there. Just watch the speed of Drinkwater. Just burns Luai on the outside. A man down the Tigers. We've got to add. He's got some pace. That's a great shot, isn't it? Full flight. Buller tries to come across now. Just got caught up in the line.
Well, he's got pace, Scott Drinkwater. Let's see. Did he ground it here in the corner?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Drinkwater. Score of the last try. Real pace. And to Ruva. Oh, it's come away to Nene. He's going to score. Nene with a waggle of the finger and the plunge over in the corner. Wow. Taruva's going to claim he was taken out of it there, and it might need inspection.
Prior to the contest, which denies him a fair opportunity.
Something looked off about this, but Nene is celebrating.
Cleared Cowboys kick chasers onside.
Does Nene go for the ball here?
Just outside the 20.
It's their first up contact. Can't put the Cowboys on the ground here.
Dearden. Drinkwater. Labour gets it on.
Barlaw, a charge. Strolls over. Barlaw. Big smile on his face. First try as a North Queensland Cowboy. Worrying sides for the Tigers. The Cowboys looking sharp.
Yeah, that's what happens if you don't win tackles here. Back to 13 on 13, but it didn't look like it there. The Cowboys score again. Barlow gets the try. Just have a look at the scramble come across here. A couple little offloads in that set there from the Cowboys. Look at them trying to get back. Robson goes back up the short side again. Dearden digging into the line. Shouldn't be able to score here. Just a simple second man play. He just cuts back in field. Didn't close the gate. Barlaw is in there for the Cowboys. They go back to back to start the second half. This is in football now.
Passes.
Purdue, look out! Jackson Purdue is away. Dearden, pass is cleared, and it's a try. Dearden under the sticks.
He's unbelievable the way he can stay alive, Tommy Dearden. He was a man that got the ball up the other end of the field. They go the length of the field here. The North Queensland Cowboys, he reloads again. The poor pass and dummy out. He's Dearden straight away. The support play here from the Cowboys, outstanding. Once they got in the clear, it's a nice tackle there. They go straight away to the right-hand side. Watch Dearden, stays alive. He's the man that gets the ball on the outside. Stays alive, back on the inside here. Dearden sprints away. The Tigers out on their feet. Dearden, that's nearly a 100-metre effort.
McLean, bit of subtlety from Jordan McLean, linking up with his halves partner McIntyre. Left side is where it seems to be going. Dearden cuts out two. Oh, what a pass. Well, there's an audition. Barlaw over in the corner. Boy, that was Latrell Mitchell stuff there. That one just went past everybody.
Well, we mentioned the ill discipline of the Melbourne Storm. That's 3 times now. That time it was off a set restart. We've already seen 2 yardage penalties from them. But the ball playing, little run around there off Cotter to Dearden. The pass is spectacular. The accuracy, absolutely pinpoint from Tommy Dearden, right out in front of Jackson Barlow. And he goes over on the outside of Anderson into the corner, and the Cowboys get there first. Dearden has been busy. That pass is beautiful. Right onto the chest there.
Oh, Robson, look at the space. Oh, and then the pass to Drinkwater, and he's away. Oh, that's a clever try for North Queensland. Well, they can pile them on in a hurry. There's the first one, 24-8.
We had a couple of chances in the first half, and he was only dragged down by a fraction. And again, the support play of Drinkwater there. Robson out of dummy half. Brilliant work it was. And just accelerated his way through and then around. Ryan Pappenhausen, great work, nice footwork.
And is a live ball, back for Nene, on to Dearden. Dearden almost coat hanging. Out it goes now. Vilea needs the bounce, gets it on. Derby, over. Cowboys in again. They're coming back. The North Queensland Cowboys, back-to-back tries. And now the bounce of the ball starting to go their way.
Well, you're never safe against this Cowboys side. What a set it was. Great footwork there. Cohen Hess off the left foot, got past Nelson, got through the tackle of King. Drinkwater to the air. And again, great work from Labert. Up above Anderson, and they kept the ball alive. Gee, you were hoping that Purdue was able to execute that. Just saw the space, lofted the pass, and violated Derby. And he just burrowed himself low, getting himself to the try line. And now Craig is cooking. And on the back of that pass a couple of minutes ago from Pappenhausen that sailed over the touchline, we've seen the Cowboys go bang, bang. Drinkwater, Derby.
2 tackles left. Clifford, Drinkwater, delivers for Labert, and again, no one committed to the tackle.
Edge defence has been great from the Dolphins.
Fine made it. Drinkwater shots on. Oh, just floating over a swan dive from Taulagi. The Dolphins clocked off for a second, and the Cowboys take full advantage.
They got to the 5th tackle, and it looked like that they'd done enough, the Dolphins, defensively. Not many questions asked by the Cowboys' attack. What happened in this last play? The short side, Drinkwater just sneaks down the short side. And all of a sudden, Jermaine Asako's caught short. Max Fionney, there's 2 of 3 against 2. No one moves, and nice hands there from Hess. Taulagi gets his legs up in the air. Try confirmed already. McIntyre, the man that passed the ball.
Oh, Cohen Hess, also fresh legs, just short.
Oh, they got him. Shot.
Numbers on the right. Braden Burns still out there, will score. Should have passed. Apologises for that, but he has the Cowboys on the board.
Yeah, speed of play the ball by Cohen Hess. And got the ball to the space. And beautiful play out to the right. Isuzu Emurek replay. Ball goes to Drinkwater, and then Burns. He decides to throw the dummy, spins out of the tackle, and the Cowboys, they hit straight back.
It was the run from Cohen Hess. He dragged about 4 or 5 in. There was space everywhere. He apologised then. There he is.
Should have passed. Drinkwater got away with that one.
Clean for Drinkwater this time. Space on the left. And they've worked it out. Oh, Tedesco, body on the line. How did he stop that try?
Stop it.
Is that legal, what he did to Taulagi?
Of course it's legal.
We have no try. Confirm that he loses the ball and it goes.
What an effort.
Goal.
What an effort.
Where did he come from?
Well, he would have come from the play the ball. Ooh, does he get him high? Oh,
Scored the try.
Scores it.
What's this?
Wonderful one-on-one tackle from Brimson. Now Clifford, they go back down to the short side. Gets a pass away. Labor try. Brilliant footy, Cowboys.
Beautiful, beautiful play there. Scott Drinkwater. He made a break from nowhere, from nothing really. There's plenty of defenders around him. Isuzu MUX replay. Just watch this. They went out to the right, dead end, so he comes back, beats a tackle, does a U-bolt, and away he goes. They just didn't fill the space up in the middle. The ruck forwards of the Titans. Great tackle there by Brimson. And just a lovely play here. Clifford, he looks up. He knows there's defenders offside. He's spaced down that short side, and he comes back. Beautiful try, Cows. JT?
Yeah, it's great ball movement from the Cowboys.
Robson. Clifford to Dearden. Dearden to Drinkwater. Drinkwater to Purdue. Out wide. Taulagi. Too easy there for North Queensland. They're in for their second.
Yeah, nice hands though, Salty. You just see the weather's getting a little bit worse, ground level. Nice finish by Taulagi. Just had a catch. He was on the outside of his man. But they were just backing off.
Now Dearden with a dummy and a run, and he's through. Tom Dearden looking to link up with support. Goes inside to Drinkwater, who finishes off a wonderful Cowboys try started by their star halfback, Tommy Dearden.
Well, that's his strength, isn't it, Tom Dearden? Running the football, taking the defensive line on. Scott Drinkwater does a great job in support. Isuzu MUX replay. And watch this little tip on here. Tommy Dearden just to show how to beat two defenders. Strong ball carrier. Got to be strong through the legs and the hips to be able to keep the balance and push through those tackles. This will show up beautifully. Randall and Weaver just pushes away and away.
The experienced Titans centre. Now, lovely kick from Drinkwater. Oh, the bat went nowhere, except in the hands of Jeremiah Nene, who scores a try for North Queensland. Right place, right time for the representative back rower, who scores, well, a simple try by his standards.
Yeah, simple try, but it's a set piece. A couple of wide passes for the Cowboys, brings up the defensive line of the Titans. Isuzu MUX replay, wide pass.
5 away. Robson. Oh, lovely. Dummy to the right. Drinkwater was there on the left. It opened up. And Scott Drinkwater scores for North Queensland. He gets another.
That's a great minute of football from Reece Robson. Really, really smart. Just fed that little dinking grubber in the set prior to get a set restart, and now he comes up with a lovely play. Isuzu MUX replay, just a little show to the right.
Duffy calling the shots. The youngster gets it on to Clifford. Clifford to Drinkwater. Drinkwater's pass, beautiful. Derby goes for the corner. Anderson gave it his all, but Robert Derby scores, and the Cowboys are over with their first chance.
Well, the first time they've been inside Melbourne territory, and they come up with a try. Got Drinkwater involved, which is no surprise. Throws a lofted ball out to Robert Derby. I'm not sure whether he's got the ball down before his feet went into touch. Threw himself into the corner, over the head. Yeah, might have been in the air.
Looks good from there.
Did look good on replay. They'll slow it down just to make sure that the feet weren't dragging at the back. Derby with a bit of room.
Oh, good finish. Duffy. Drinkwater on. Now the X-Factor, Purdue. Oh, just look at him. Ease to the line. Jackson Purdue. Brilliant. Like a hot knife through butter. Oh, this young man knows how to score. Oh, that is a brilliant try.
How exciting is it to watch someone with the speed of someone like Jackson Purdue? We've seen it a number of times this year, back playing in the centres. Just a ball from Drinkwater and asked him to do something special, and he burnt Joe Chan. He absolutely burnt the normal back rower. Joe Chan just couldn't match it with him. Bradley.
Third game in the top grade, the 19-year-old. Bateman puts it on the chest of Clifford. Now back to Drinkwater. Cowboys ahead. Cowboys on top for the first time. John Bateman rolling back the years with a corker of a ball for Clifford. And the Cowboys are up and about.
He got it right this time, Scott Drinkwater. The support play for Jake Clifford loomed up very quickly. Great ball here by John Bateman, who's been good in attack. Clifford able to break through the tackles there of a couple of Melbourne Storm defenders, and then Drinkwater very quickly letting know Clifford where he was. Bateman drags in Sean Bloor, and that was Wishart that missed the tackle on his opposite number. And then for the Harvey Norman replay, Drinkwater cruising to the in-goal area.
Might have backed him for the corner there. Drinkwater onto Purdue, Dearden, Cowboys, McLean, Laban, beautiful right foot step. It was Jagger Langland's like. Big step from Laban to score the first try of the night.
Gee, that was beautiful work from the Cowboys attack. It's been bumbling along, a few errors in the opening 15 minutes. This time they get it right. Beautiful work out to the left-hand side. Dearden again with his hands on it. Purdue to Burns. Great catch and pass. Taulagi beat Tracy. The covering defence from Sexton, but they were in trouble. Had Drinkwater bouncing out of dummy half. Purdue, Dearden, McLean, and then bang, that's violent. The first one, the second one, off the right foot. And it's a great story on the Harvey Norman.
North Queensland building. It's with Dearden into the line, then passing Edwards, Purdue, Drinkwater. Oh, lovely. Brilliant build-up and great try. And that is a lovely hit back from the Cowboys. Murray Taulagi scores.
It was the same at the other end. You had a team that was nice and deep and hitting the ball at speed. And you get the high shoulder, have a look at Isaiah Katoa. He slipped, and what it did, it just put his outside defenders off. Just watch the number 7 in the red jersey just slip. There you go, that was just enough on the Harvey Norman replay. That kept in Fungi. There's just too much speed on the outside. Murray Taulagi got the
Caden Lars, the son of Tom Leroy Lars, plays it 10 away. Purdue goes to Dearden, plays in motion, quick hands, Taulagi has a double. Murray Taulagi is in the corner for the Cowboys.
Yeah, it looks like they took a leaf out of the Dolphins book then. Just watch how straight they played. Oh no, that's not good.
Well, when he got up negatively, I thought...
There's Purdue on the Harvey Norman replay. He plays very straight. And the pass was only going to be from Burns. That was the money ball. Beautiful tip on from Burns. Taulagi, it's a try.
There's an offload. Purdue. Jackson Purdue is through. Drinkwater looming up in support. Finds his fullback, and Scott Drinkwater gets another North Queensland Cowboys try. Well, they're back in it.
Well, here they come. It's a big 18 minutes for the Cowboys coming up. Salty spoke about it not so long ago. They can put together points very quickly. Harvey Norman replay.
Jag another try in the next 5 minutes or so. Here we go. Nanai out wide. Here's a kick. Chasing out after it. Hang on a second. The second kick. Here they come. It sets up for Dearden. 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 The Cowboys. Whoa, wow. What a try. It is game on.
Well, we just spoke about these players. Comes out through the hands now from Harrison Edwards, who finds himself, and Laban going straight through, beats Gutherson against the grain, against the run of clay. Zach Laban scores, and the Cowboys have first points in Townsville.
Gee, how slow were they? Back on the inside that time. No one closing the gates there for the St George Illawarra side. Have a look at this. The pass back on the inside. They get caught flat-footed for Harvey Norman. What about this for a run? Big, tall, rangy centre. Back on the inside against the grain. And that is a sensational try. They're under the pump early. And look at this kid in full stride. That's a magnificent try. Gutho can't go with him. Just skips out of the tackle. And just like that, the Cowboys are in.
Robson shows, and he caught them out at marker. Terrible defence. Dearden is there. The pass is okay. Cowboys catch out the Dragons, napping again. And Dearden, as ever, pushing up, staying alive on the play, has the Cowboys second.
Yeah, you're right, Warren. They're just carving them up through the middle. I was just going to mention how far you see players running next to the ruck, how many yards they make before they're met by the defence. Too slow around the middle. Robson sums it up. And what about the anticipation of this guy? Tom Dearden goes in for try number 12 for the season. Just anticipation, knows something's going to happen. They've been pretty ordinary around the middle of the ruck too defensively, the poor old Saints, after they started so well. And they go back to back with their tries. Look at him, eyes up. The Bellin can't close the gap. Robson straight through. Had to turn around and chase here. Perfectly
solid body he is. Robson for Hess. Speaking of solid bodies, he'll score. Got through not one but two tackles from close range. Cohen Hess has his first of the season, and he puts the Cowboys back in front.
Yeah, again, it's straight through the middle. Just think only a couple of minutes ago it was Cohen Hess who just busted straight through St George Illawarra side. Some poor defence here. They hold him up. There's numbers in the tackle. He's just strong enough to spin out of the Leilua tackle. The troops arrive a little bit too late, and that's a good try to Cohen Hess. They stuck to their task. That's where they're making all the yards, through the middle. Good, strong try there by Cohen Hess. Good involvement. Cowboys back in front.
Deer showing it. Beats King Tongi at point blank. He's got Drinkwater there with him once again. Drinkwater scores. That's twice out of nothing. The Cowboys have just carved them open on that side of the field, and King Tongi are beaten for pace by this man, Tom Dearden.
Yeah, again, he's looked up and seen King Tongi here in front of him. He beat him just a little while ago. Speed on the outside, beats Cook too. Looming up, back on the inside, Drinkwater. They're unlucky they haven't scored a couple of more tries. They've been good with the ball, the Dragons. They completed 19 from 20. But without the ball, look at this. Cook went up in front of his man. Couple of grabs there. Dearden straight through, got great pace. And just in
looks back to the short side for Drinkwater. Goes out the back. Drinkwater, a kick across the field. Not a bad one. Burns came in. It falls for Nene. He flies. Plants it down. If there was no knock on, they've got one after the siren.
Yeah, what about Nene's hands? We know how good he is in the air, but this time he picks this ball up around his toes. Wonderful skill. Sprints away to score. They were competing for the ball too, the Dragons, with a crossfield kick. And again, another break here. Dearden somehow got the ball away. And he's causing all sorts of trouble. Drinkwater coming in late from around the back. And here's the crossfield kick here. Should have been wrapped up. Dearden gets the ball, the crossfield kick. Now watch this for a pickup. They compete for the ball. Scoop. Straight away, got great pace. Nene's in.
It looks like the touch here was Moses Sully, who then did touch the hand of Burns.
He broke a number of tackles.
Bateman almost through the gap there, stopped only just by de Bellin. Last play for the Cowboys. Dearden looking in, running all the way. He's a superstar. Tom Dearden, off the back of what he did, given the 7 jersey by Billy Slater for Queensland in the Origin Series, and he's returned. That try there might just potentially be enough to get them home. A long time to go still, but that's a big play by the halfback.
Yeah, had him on the back pedal. I think he threw 3 dummies here. Couldn't believe it. Just kept throwing them straight through. He's picked out King Tongi here again. Look at the support back on the inside. Look.
No errors from him tonight after his last outing against the Bulldogs. And now Burns on the counter-attack. Purdue! They'll score off the restart. Purdue plants it down. It's the Cowboys' night in Townsville here.
Yeah, that's some sort of try there. Purdue, the young fella, long striding, beats Gufferson on the outside. They try for the short kickoff. What a take this is. This is talking about competing for the football. It was a beautiful take from Derby. They get an offload, couple of quick offloads, knew straight away what to do. They've got the numbers. And look at this. Gufferson gets burnt. That's a great try. Purdue goes in. Good play there from the Cowboys. And it all started with a great take there from Derby.
Under the ribcage, Robson creating for Edwards. Dearden swept across to the right-hand side. Good-looking kick and getting there, the front rower. What about that? It's almost an instant replay of the opening try that Cronulla scored.
Well, he deserves to try, Griffin Neame. He's had a crack. He got hit in the back previous set. Isuzu D-Max replay, he actually calls it. Robson, beautiful kick into the in goal. In these conditions, close to the line, the early kick. Great kick out of dummy half. And he doesn't panic either. Big unit.
He secured the ball on the back of some poor discipline. The Sharks gave away a penalty.
I want him to keep him to 6.
Drinkwater. And they blocked off Nanai, but it doesn't matter because Burns will score a try, and he deserves that. He leads the way in run meters for the Cowboys, and now he has the 4-pointer, or does he?
Yeah, I think he goes over.
Yeah, that's
Nanai was taken out. A nice kick over the top. Was that early? That wasn't on the last play, was it?
It was on the 5th.
Isuzu D-Max replay. He gets in, he hits, bumps, turns around and goes over. For a forgettable day for the Cowboys.
That's a classic kick. He just drops it over the first line defence. Katoa just gets lost in the depth of the kick. Braden Burns times his run perfect. Avoids the tackle of the fullback.
Ran into Moretti, did the Fijian flyer.
Didn't he what?
A former Raider. Taumalolo, ball playing, and they chase well here. Awkward for Lomax, and pounced upon by the speedster, Jackson Purdue.
Yeah, but the defence is putting their fullback in the line. If you can go into the line, bring the defence up and get the grubber through, pretty much 99 times out of 100 you'll score. Isuzu D-Max replay, they bring that defence up, kick behind the half, look at all the space. Will they look here at Zach Lomax?
Cowboys have to go now from side to side, and they should get the job done. Cotter, Robson, and has that gone forward? No, it's okay. And Burns gets his try. An Indigenous round for the Cowboys. Turning point in this game, the intercept.
Well, there's plenty of action in that last 30 seconds. Poor old Sammy Valamay. It was just a bridge too far to run the whole length. Beautifully picked off by Isuzu D-Max replay, and he's gone. Riley Smith humming it back to keep him wider. The Fox comes to join in. And from here they'll go coast to coast, right side to the left side. Dearden, long pass. Out the back from Cotter. Beautiful long ball, tapped on nicely. And Braden Burns is able to hold his nerve near the sideline and get the ball down for a much-needed Cowboys try. Picking them off on the intercept. He can change it.
Nanai, nice for the footy. And gets the results. Purdue has a double. Fair contest from Nanai. And we're going to be all locked up in a moment.
Well, they rolled down the field, and it was all set up by the first hit up by Cohen Hess. On the back of that, Taumalolo went whack. And Jeremiah Nanai went whack, and then they just rolled down the field, which got an attacking kick. Isuzu D-Max replay. All onside. Jeremiah Nanai gets down there. He's competing for the ball. This is all fair. And they're over the Cows. 2 tries in a minute.
Yeah. Well, Jack Gibson, the great coach, said only kick it as far as you can chase it. In the first half, they'll kick.
Marcus called out of it. Drinkwater, overlap created here. Oh, back inboard. And Drinkwater has the first try. They run it on the last, and they get the 4 points.
Yeah, great play, running the ball on the last tackle. The defence always sit back and they're a little bit hesitant. Drinkwater, he disguises it well. And Dearden gets the ball. Just look where Drinkwater is. He's on the inside and then he pops to the outside late. Everyone on the back foot. Isuzu D-Max replay, and then the heads-up play by Valamay just to get the ball back.
Who wants it? Oh, loose ball. Dearden pounces. And we'll let the bunker work out what went on there. Is it another try for the Cowboys?
Well, this is why they're the two captains.
Okay, Joey.
You got Tom Dearden and Ruben Cotter.
No try. Just confirming contest with Braden first. If that's clear.
Big opportunity here. Foot race. Braden Burns gets the knees pumping. Looks over his shoulder. Has he got the speed? You bet he has. Indigenous round means so much to this man. And he celebrates with a meat pie going 80.
Yeah, you got to take your opportunities. We saw Sammy Valemei. He only got one on the other side of the field. Braden Burns, he doesn't miss his mark. Aggressive defence. Look at the outside defence. Isuzu D-Max replay. Just up in the face, in the passing lane. And Braden Burns. The great wingers, they don't just defend bodies, they defend the football as well. He knew exactly where the ball was. He just glided to the line.
Yeah, totally against the run of play. It's been a weekend of innocent.
Edwards for Clifford. And Nanai, defensive decision, says the referee. Play on for Purdue, the speedster. Now it's up to the bunker to take this one away as Purdue scores the try.
Well, this looks identical to the Warriors St George Illawarra. Was it Friday night, the early game Friday night? Let's see if he does make the defensive decision. Now, if the defender instigates the contact, Isuzu D-Max replay, just keep an eye on Jeremiah Nene. I think this is an obstruction.
Absolutely.
I think it's an obstruction for sure.
It's very similar to...
Well, you watch Jake
Warriors.
Arthur. He looks like he's trying to check off and go again.
Number 87, Clifford. It's a nice tackle made by his opposite number. Drinkwater, deft kick. Nanai gets there. Scott Drinkwater, give him another try assist. Number 21 for the campaign.
Yeah, great instinctive player, Scott Drinkwater. Jeremiah Nanai, he picks up the try. He was pushing forward on the outside, looking for a pass, but Drinkwater, he sees it and he plays it. There's the one-on-one strip. Isuzu D-Max replay, Dominic Young. He comes up with the error, and just watch Drinkwater. He just sees the space, kicks the ball to it. He doesn't get through himself, but Jeremiah Nene, he loves chasing kicks. The Cowboys go further.
Turning back the clock, Taumalolo, and late offload for Dearden to go to work. Space for Bateman. Inside ball, Tommy Dearden, Drinkwater, and they'll score another one here. He deserves a 4-pointer, Scotty Drinkwater.
Well, the offload comes out the back from Taumalolo. And just watch the Knights defenders when Bateman comes back on the inside. There's no urgency. Players aren't jogging. Isuzu D-Max replay. Taumalolo will go forward. Watch the late offload, but then watch the movement from the inside defenders. It comes out. It comes in. Watch the reaction on the inside of Bateman here. Look, walk. Just not good enough at this level. You got to keep your legs moving. You got to keep moving.
Yeah, we talk about instinctive players, and Scott Drinkwater's certainly in that category. He's got great anticipation. He was on the other side of the field.
Depth on both sides here for Robson. We'll go to the shorter one. For Clifford, running a great line. Nanai helps himself to another try against the West Tigers, make it 9 in 8.
Well, he's class. He's all class. Jeremiah Nanai. Isuzu D-Max replay. This is the deflection and the set restart. It was a poor kick from Drinkwater, but they get a good result. Just look at this line that Nanai runs. He goes in and then out. He gets between defenders. I think it was Nate, and he was hedging his bets a little bit, thinking out the back. The pass was going to go out the back. You just can't take your attention away from that tackle.
They were called out of it, but they couldn't have been. Drinkwater. Quick hands.
Great hit.
Valemei has room, ducks under, and the Cowboys have the first 2 tries to silence Leica.
Wow. What a turn of play that was. And it's Jackson Purdue. He got it in his own 20-metre zone, and he just made a clean break. Isuzu D-Max replay. I think Api Coruscant's involved here somewhere. He comes back into the midfield, and just watch here, May, Coruscant. There's 3 players. They just let him run straight past.
I don't know what happened there. That's poor defence.
Good old-fashioned yours.
Yeah, poor defence. And anyway, Tommy Dearden, as always, he's ready to get the ball, as is Drinkwater. And look at that. That's a lovely pass from Vailea. JT?
Yeah, great work by Jackson Purdy.
Luai. Taylor May wasn't ready for it, and it showed. First error from him. Dearden pounces, trying to run away from them, and Dearden gets there.
Wow. We scored one like this last week against the Knights. It was a drop ball. You got to play to the whistle. The West Tigers all stood around looking at the referee when Taylor May, they were saying it was raked out. Isuzu D-Max replay. They go wide. There was room on the outside. And Taylor May gets the ball. And if he did rake it, it's gone backwards. And Tommy Dearden, he's always around the ball, Tommy Dearden, and gets over. That's a big try for the Cows. And fullback on fullback.
Dearden now through the hands. Oh, brilliant. Untouched Valemay running off Vailea, and they're back in the game.
Yeah, that was clever by Vailea. They went down the shorter side over on the far side of the field. Goes to Tommy Dearden. He gets it to Vailea. Isuzu D-Max replay. Just watch this over the shoulder pass. He gets up, gets the ball over the defender. Like a little basketball pass over the top. Great skill, great awareness.
Gene Miles.
Yeah. Gino used to do the one hand over the top, didn't he?
Gene Miles was famous for that. Saw an interview with the great Martin Afire, the English winger.
Suka just got to him. They load up short side. Drinkwater. Oh, finds Burns. Oh, try save. A lot too fine.
Gets
That's
it down.
another movement. Is it already fall off?
Well, he reached out.
He's got to give the try.
I don't think the arm hits the ground.
No.
I think he lands on his side and there's still momentum. Braden Burns, I think he gets it there. Beautiful pass, got Drinkwater. Isuzu D-Max replay. Watch Drinkwater. He comes from a long way on the right, comes around and gets the double cutout. And Burns inside. Yeah, that's a try. That's a try.
This angle will show it beautifully. He actually keeps the ball carrying arm up off the ground. Watch here, he gets knocked to the ground. He keeps it elevated. But as I said earlier, the Cowboys, they can find points and they can find them really fast.
Drinkwater, he's through, and support looms. He's got Purdue or Burns, and he goes to the speedster. Oh, this is incredible. 16 points in about 6 minutes.
Once again, players defending out of position. That time, Brett Naden defending where the half was. Samuel Afinu, he turns out. Isuzu D-Max replay. This will show it. Samuel, he fades out, and Naden just cannot foot it with Drinkwater, and then Purdue. Watch the speed. He sprints away. Hasn't this game turned on its head? What is it, 3 tries in, is it 5 minutes? They've gone back-to-back off kickoffs.
Yep. And that they've shown us this year, the Cowboys, when they get a little bit of momentum.
From the line, Robson. Now Dearden. Here's Drinkwater. Weybert out wide. Valemay. That's a beautiful hit back from North Queensland.
They're a brilliant team with the ball, North Queensland. I mean, they're outnumbered. They've only got 12 men, but still they create numbers on the edge here down the right-hand side of the field. The timing of their passes and the amount of space and time they give their outside. Look at this. They're nice and deep. They're all in a nice little structure here. And the Drinkwater just gives his centre plenty of time to put his winger away. Harvey Norman replay just shows the real finesse and the timing of this Cowboys team in possession of the ball.
It's so predictable. You could literally look up and know exactly what was going to happen. But the subtlety in their angles, their timing of the pass, Drinkwater, how deep he sinks into the line here. Just gets Shibasaki interested enough. And then Labour holds it.
Cowboys can empty out whatever they got left.
Taumalolo.
Good tackle.
Corey Pakes down low. Robson. Dummies, goes on his own. He sold it all right. Reece Robson. We're going to be locked up in a moment.
He's always looking. Always looking. once again on the back of an error from the Brisbane Broncos. Just a couple of settlers in. They're just not getting their ruck defence set early enough. And the Harvey Norman replay, leaving Broncos on the ground. Pake's just getting back on side. Reece Walsh going too early. Sorry, Jordan Ricky.
Well, every coach's tip sheet says Reece Robson from dummy half.
With an elaborate dummy and ended up taking the line on himself. 6 minutes left in the half. Can the Cowboys take the lead here? Did a lovely pass. Nene throws it out the back. Now that might have struck a Bronco. It went back initially, then forward. Clifford's claiming a try. It's awarded. The Cowboys are in front.
I think Jeremiah Nanai here goes for the flick pass out the back, and provided it's gone backwards, well, the bunker now can't rule on a forward pass, so he would have to drop it for it to be disallowed. Dearden gets it onto Nate. Harvey Norman replay. He flicks it out. It hits Walsh. Ricochets. Clifford picks it up. Fair try. Cowboys are in front.
Great pass from Reece Robson. Gets Dearden out in front of the defence. Beautiful outline by Nene. He scored a try similar to that against the Tigers last week, early on in the game. He's a weapon on that left-hand side. He runs both that outside in-line and the inside.
Now Walsh intercepts Ballame. He read it beautifully and he's away. And we're going to be all level. An intercept try. Sammy Ballame gets his second of the night. 22 all with a kick to come.
When you throw passes like that, you're kind of saying it's going to be my night or yours. Whose night is it going to be? And right at the moment, Sammy Valente is saying mine. Good winger, this kid. He was down at the Raiders playing reserve grade. Couldn't get a crack. I reckon he's gone good with the Cowboys. Look at that. That's just my night or yours. Harvey Norman replay. Speculated. And threw snake's eyes on that one. Walsh, bang. Ballame did well to grab it at the second grab. Good, strong winger. Jonathan Thurston.
Yeah, it's a great read there by Sammy Ballame. But that's what the players call a washing machine, where they're just going set for set, set for set. There was no break in play. And
Bateman fending off defenders, goes to Clifford, to Nene, now Purdue to Burns. Burns is in the corner.
Well, that was a bit of class.
Yeah, he's got a really good spin, Braden Burns, when he run out of room. He's done this ever since he was a kid, and he can do it both sides of the field. Harvey Norman replay, the ball will filter across to the right-hand side, come running back to the left-hand side, and Braden Burns, for all money's run out of room, but what he'll do is swivel and look as though he's going inside and then swivels to the outside to get the ball down. He's been very effective with that all his career.
Well, he actually made room.
Yeah.
When the ball comes back out to Purdue, he's thinking that Katoni Staggs was about to smother him again. So he just offloads it straight away.